Hello, my name is Charles Payne. I'm a technical account manager with Level Platforms. I'd like to demo our remote monitoring management solution, Manage Workplace. This is the central dashboard, which is an overview of all managed customers. It's web-based, so it can be accessed from anywhere with an internet connection. The user interface is brandable by your own logos, and different color schemes are available. Custom groups of devices can be created. Alerts can also be organized and are displayed in red. Everything is drill down capable to get more information. The navigation pane on the left-hand side provides easy access to all features and options. The software uses a hybrid agentless technology where the vast majority of the IT infrastructure is monitored agentlessly. We call this product the On-Site Manager. It's typically installed on an existing server inside each customer's environment, and from there it will reach out using Windows services and other network protocols to monitor the majority of the devices inside of the environment. We also have agents for devices that require agent-based monitoring, like mobile laptops, for example. In addition, we have applications that we can install on mobile devices to keep track of tablets and smartphones. Next, let's drill down inside of a device. By clicking on the device name, we get to what's called the device management page. Lots of interesting information is available. For Windows systems, on the top right-hand side, we always display the last logged in user, which is very helpful from a help desk or NOC perspective. We also show the status of the device, whether it's currently up or down, how many active alerts the device has, how many of these active alerts are making it into a trouble ticket system if one should be integrated with our software, when's the last time the system rebooted, and when's the last time we pulled asset data off the system. We capture quite a bit of asset data from these systems, things like manufacturers and model numbers, domain roles, even the chassis types. We collect the asset tags and link that up to the manufacturer's website for warranty, but we even go further than that and screen scrape that page and populate the vendor warranty for you. This is something that we can alert on. This is also something that we can report on. If the customer purchased any custom warranty from you, you can enter that in. In fact, anywhere where you see this pencil icon, you can enter in custom information. One of the more interesting areas that you can do that is under the alias for the device. So you can actually change the name and the way the device is displayed inside the user interface, as well as in the reporting. Let's take a look at some of the hardware data that we're able to collect. So you can see BIOS versions, physical disk, and logical disk information. Lots of detailed information about the network interface card, information about the processors, interesting information about the memory, including how many total memory slots and how many are currently occupied right now. We can even show you what's in each physical memory slot. Let's take a look at the operating system. Here's the product key that they punched in when they registered the operating system. These are the printers that are set up on this machine. This is the file shares that are set up on this machine, as well as any of the environmental settings that have been configured. Next, let's take a look at software. We can tell what software is installed, the version, the vendor, and importantly, the installation date. We even get the registration information if the software uses that. So the scenario might be that we're getting a low memory alert for a particular system. We can take a look at the performance counter data to trend out when that started happening, and then look and see what we installed around that time that might be the source of a memory leak. Next, let's take a look at a mobile device. Let's take a look at an iPhone. I can tell that this is an iOS device. We have the date that it was discovered. We have the device's name. We have the user information. We have the phone number information as well, the carrier, the IP address of the device, the asset tag to bring us out to Apple's website to see if it has warranty, the operating system version as well. We can see hardware data information, serial numbers, Bluetooth max, battery levels, current memory loads. Storage data is available, and we even have wireless LAN information, like the amount of data received and sent, its IP address, its MAC address, even the SSID it's currently on. We also have a record of all the software that's installed. Now, there are a number of different activities that we can take with these mobile devices as well, including locking the device if it's lost, removing the passcode if it has one. We can even wipe the device if we think we're never going to get it back. We also provide you with managed print capabilities. So for printers, we can show you manufacturer details, description information, information about the consumables going on with that printer. We can also alert on the consumable usage, as well as any errors a printer might be experiencing. Now, the asset data that I just showed you, from the last logged in user to the warranty information, manufacturer details, hardware information, operating system information, Windows product keys, that's all default behavior of the software. If you want to get more sophisticated information, such as bandwidth data or performance counter or Windows event information, that's set up with what we call policy modules. Policy modules are designed to be specific either to an operating system, an application, or a piece of hardware. We work with a number of different product vendors out there to figure out how these applications and hardware present data, what are interesting objects we should be monitoring for, and what are meaningful alert thresholds we can set to some of those objects so technicians can be notified and issues can be resolved. Let's take a look at something familiar like Windows Server 2008. This is a fairly typical policy module for us. It's specific, obviously, to the Windows Server 2008 operating system. And in this case, we have 253 monitors specific to it being a 2008 operating system. Some of the things we're looking out for, we're checking to see if the server is available. We're also looking out for a number of different performance counters that are particularly useful and important on a server class operating system. We also have a number of Windows events that we're looking out for. Things like bad blocks or disk parity errors, for example. Alerting rules are pre-configured within the system. So you can see that this particular alert rule is for low memory. In this case, we're going to alert if it's less than 75 megabytes on a single data point. These things are configurable. You can go in there and you can change these values to be more appropriate to how you think you want to do your monitoring. Managed Workplace also provides a comprehensive centralized patch management solution. You can create Windows Update agent policies that can control things like how often a device checks in to see what patches it requires. You can control end user experience with regards to patches once you've approved them to install, including installation dates and times. You can even control auto reboot options. You can also isolate devices that you know have certain patch sensitivities. Let's say, for example, you have a number of devices that if you install IE updates, it will break the application for the end users. So you need to be very sensitive to that. In our tool, you can create groups and isolate these devices so you're sure that the patches that you're installing will not cause any problems with the users that need to use these systems. We also provide comprehensive remote control solutions. For Windows systems, you can do things like remote desktop or RDP. For shadowing, you can choose remote assistance. Another good tool used for shadowing is VNC. If VNC isn't installed on the remote machine, you have an option to use this Ultra VNC selection, which will install the VNC server on the remote machine, and you can control what password is written to the registry. You can even leave it there for the next time you want to shadow with that person, or you can uninstall it when the connection is complete. VNC is also a very useful way to remote control to non-Windows machines like Macs, for example. For legacy routers and switches, we offer Telnet or PuTTY SSH. But pretty much everything uses a web console nowadays. Things like routers and switches, printers, firewalls, all use web consoles now. And then we have another tool called the On-Site Manager Utilities, which gives you remote access into the back end of systems without interrupting end users. But we have an improved version of that, which we call Remote Tools. And again, the purpose of Remote Tools is to get into the back end of the system and not interrupt anybody. The first thing you should have noticed is that I've not been prompted for a username or password. So it provides very easy, quick access for my technicians to be able to remediate issues on systems while still allowing end users to use the systems. There's a number of different very useful tools. One in particular, known as a Process Explorer, is commonly used to remove viruses off of systems with existing partners. Very often, if a system becomes infected with a virus, it takes a long time or it may even be impossible to log into it. But this runs as a very lightweight local service, so we can go in and we can right-click on the service for the process, for example, Google it to see if it's malicious, and then we can go ahead and end it. If we like, we could then open up maybe a file manager and start removing any of the files that are associated with that particular system as well. All of these tools are also audited, so we can see who has used these tools, when have they used these tools, and what was the duration they were using those tools. These are all included in canned reports, one of which is our work completed summary, which is intended to be used as a proof statement that can accompany your bill to your customer. Managed Workplace also provides a number of scripting capabilities through automated tasks. Tasks are divided into a number of different categories, and the design is to help our partners work more efficiently remotely. From an Active Directory management standpoint, you can create users, you can delete users, you can change passwords, you can list users, for example. For desktop management, there are a number of different solutions that you can do remotely. There are common help desk calls. Maybe that end user lost their favorite in their browser, or they lost their desktop shortcut. Maybe they lost a folder that they typically use or a file that they're looking for. Maybe they aren't able to print because they don't have a default printer set up, for example. There's a number of different things that you can script out. For software distribution, we team up with a company called Nenite that provides a number of different free scripts as well as some paid scripts if you decide that you want to subscribe with them, all of which can be sent through our system. These are a list of all the free scripts that come included with Managed Workplace. Lots of useful things here to Adobe Flash, Adobe Reader, QFTT, Firefox, Google Chrome, Java, Malwarebytes. These are very handy and very easy things to script out. There's a number of different useful scripts under System Audit. Top number processes, from memory to CPU utilization, page file utilization. There's a really neat script called List Running Processes. Let's say, for example, you found a malicious process on a system and you're wondering, well, where else did that squeak through in my entire customer base? Well, you could run this particular script and just have it alert you if it found that process and list the processes on any of the different machines, and you know you can address it on the other machines. We also have scripts to control power management. Very powerful scripts that can control what happens when a laptop lid is closed, for example, hibernation and sleep functions. And then in addition to being able to control that on these workstations, we also have an area under configuration that deals with power management. Specifically, you can create what we call power plans for these desktops. So you can now choose what you've selected and enforce through scripts. You can also then punch in what it costs per kilowatt hour in that area. And we have a number of different reports that you can show to your customers how much money you're saving them from a green IT perspective, power management perspective, because they've signed on to your remote monitoring and management solution. Our solution also has a very powerful user management component. We have what we call roles within the software that controls permissions, so what areas can you see of the software, and then in the user account we can say this is your permissions based on the role, but that will only apply to this site or this group of devices, for example. So we have very, very granular user management capabilities. Some of the more common ways the user management is divided up could be certainly between technicians. If you have technicians that are only responsible for certain customers, well, you can only give them access to see certain customers. If you want to give your customers view inside of the service center, maybe you want to leverage the remote control solution for each of their systems, for example. Maybe the office manager is just interested in being able to go in there and have a little bit of visibility as to what's going on with the system. Certainly you can set that up and it would be read-only access. You may also have situations where the escalation point or assisting companies that even have their own internal IT staff, where you could give them access, obviously, to only the systems that they would need access to, and they could do scripting and remote control and maybe their own patch management, for example, but they wouldn't be allowed or able to see any of the other systems that you manage because they've been locked out through user management. So again, a very granular user management system. Managed Workplace also has a trouble ticket area. Trouble tickets can come in automatically as a result of an alert being generated. You can view an alert and decide if a trouble ticket is required at that point, or you can come in, or even a customer could come in if you'd like, and create their own trouble tickets within the system. We also have very sophisticated API-based integration with a number of third-party professional service automation or trouble ticket tools. Tools like Salesforce, Autotask, ConnectWise, Microsoft Dynamics CRM, and TigerPaw. The API integration is two ways. So an alert gets generated by our system will end up in the third-party trouble ticket system. You can work that alert either in our system or in the third-party trouble ticket system, update it, close the alert, and it will close the corresponding alert in the other solution, so you don't have to double your work. Managed Workplace provides a comprehensive reporting solution. There are over 100 canned reports available. Some are site level, which are 10,000-foot flybys, numbers and totals for what's going on at the site. Many are device level, which can be detailed device information that can go on for pages. One of the more popular reports is the executive summary. The typical audience for this report is the decision maker inside the organization, so the business owner or perhaps the office manager. This report provides an easy to understand site health grade, and it's designed to create a conversation about the environment. Some of the things covered in this are the management activities that you're performing for the customer, alert summaries, alert turnaround times, the top 5 systems by the number of alerts, the top 5 most utilized disks on all the servers, some asset overviews, and even warranty information. Another category of reporting that our partners find particularly useful are the network audit reports. Network audits are a very effective way of winning new business or taking someone from break fix or block time and moving them into a recurring revenue stream. By installing our agentless solution inside the environment, you can very quickly start to get extremely interesting information about these devices and the environment as a whole. Hardware inventory summaries, what network services are being serviced by various systems, server health summaries. So this is an excellent place to identify pain points and bottlenecks and try to resolve those issues. Device summaries, some of these environments can be quite large and they may not really remember that they have all the systems that they actually have. They may even still have some systems that are plugged in consuming power that they thought were long retired and are not actually even being used anymore. Important information like site warranty summaries, software inventory summaries, warranty expiry forecasts, Windows distribution summaries, Windows licensing summaries, Windows security audits, and even workstation health summaries. These reports can be put together and packaged in an audit that again is very interesting information for that customer, probably information that they've never seen before and can be extremely powerful when you're trying to win new business. Manage Workplace also provides a way for you to have a brandable presence on each of the workstations that you monitor through your help desk. We have this ability to create what's called a tray profile. Now the tray profile will give you, again, a brandable presence on each of the workstations that you're trying to manage in the help desk. It'll show up as an icon inside of the taskbar. You can control the icons that are used in there, so you can actually brand that to your own icon. You can control the hover over text, so when they hover their mouse over top of that icon, what will it say? We can also control the context menus, so the menus that will become available, like email support, you can put in your own email address. Contact our support team, you can put in your own phone number. You also have ticketing options, so if you want them to be able to create a ticket that will go right into your right into our ticket system, or even if you'd like, if you have it integrated into your own third-party trouble ticket system, all of that can be done right from that icon. So it's a great way to get a presence at your customer site.